You have been waiting, trusting, and believing, sometimes in silence, sometimes in tears. Heaven has heard every prayer you whispered in the dark. This is not a coincidence. You were guided here because the answer you've been waiting for is already in motion. Your wish has not been forgotten. It has been granted. Close your eyes for just a moment before we begin. Take a breath, a slow, gentle breath, and feel it. Feel the quiet around you. Feel your own heartbeat. Because what's about to happen in the next few minutes is not an accident. You did not stumble upon this message by chance. You were called here. There is something remarkable about the way heaven works. It doesn't send its signs with trumpets or lightning, not always. Sometimes it works through a quiet pull, a sudden feeling that you need to stop and listen, a gentle nudge that leads you to open your phone, to press play, to stay still just a little while longer. That nudge you felt. That was them. That was your angels. And they have been waiting, so patiently, with so much love, for this exact moment. For you to be here. For you to be ready to receive what they've been holding for you. I want you to understand something before we go any further. This message was not created for the masses. I know that sounds impossible. How can something so many people watch be meant for you, specifically? But that is the mystery and the miracle of divine timing. The angels work in ways that defy logic. They can speak to 1 million hearts at once and still make each one of them feel as though the words were written only for them. Because in truth, they were. Every soul that finds this message was guided here individually. Your story, your prayer, your longing, it was seen. It was heard. It was answered. You may have been carrying something heavy lately. A wish that lives deep in your chest, one you've held so carefully, maybe even too carefully, afraid to speak it out loud in case it didn't come true. Afraid to want it too much. Afraid that maybe, just maybe, you were asking for too much. That you didn't deserve it. That the universe had forgotten your name. But hear this clearly, beloved, you were never forgotten. Not for one single second. Not during the nights you cried and didn't know why. Not during the mornings you woke up and felt that quiet ache before the day even started. Not when you smiled for everyone else while your heart was somewhere else entirely. Every single one of those moments was witnessed. Every tear was counted. Every prayer, even the ones you thought were too small to matter, even the ones you whispered under your breath, even the ones you never finished, every single one reached heaven. And heaven answered. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. You have been dwelling there, even when you didn't realize it. Even when you felt lost, you were being held. Even when you felt invisible, you were being seen by eyes far greater than any human gaze. The shadow of the Almighty has been your shelter, your covering, and now, from that place of divine shelter, something extraordinary is beginning to unfold in your life. This is a moment of receiving. A moment of opening your hands, those hands that have been clenched so tightly around your hopes and fears, and letting the gift that was already prepared for you land gently in your palms. Your angels want to speak to you today about something very specific. They want to talk about the wish. Your wish. The one that comes to your mind right now, even as I say those words. You felt it, didn't you? That little flutter in your chest, that thought that surfaced immediately, yes. That one. The angels see it. They know it. They have been working on your behalf since the very moment that desire was born inside your heart. And here is what they need you to understand, more than anything else in this message. A wish that is born from love, from pure, genuine, heartfelt longing, is never denied by heaven. It may be delayed. It may be reshaped. It may arrive in a form more beautiful than you imagined. But it is never, ever denied. You have not been waiting in vain. You have been waiting in preparation. There is a difference, a profound, life-changing difference, between waiting for something to happen and being prepared for something to arrive. The angels have been using this season of your life to prepare you, to strengthen the parts of you that needed strengthening, to heal the parts of you that needed healing, to open doors inside of you so that when the outer door finally opens, you'll be ready to walk through it fully, without hesitation, without fear, without looking back. And beloved, that door is opening now. Stay with me. Because what the angels have to share next will begin to change the way you see everything that has been happening in your life. not as obstacles or delays or disappointments, but as the most sacred and intentional preparation for the life that was always meant to be yours. Don't go anywhere. The most important part of this message is just beginning. There's something the angels want to address before we go any deeper, something that has been weighing on your heart, even if you haven't had the exact words for it. It's that quiet, persistent question that surfaces in the still moments of your day. The one that sounds something like, is anything actually changing? Is any of this working? Am I really being heard? And the answer the angels want to speak directly into that doubt right now, is yes. Emphatically, completely, lovingly, yes. But here is what heaven needs you to understand. The signs were already there. They have been there. And in this part of the message, the angels are going to walk you through exactly what those signs look like, because it's very possible that you saw them, felt them, even paused at them, and then let doubt talk you out of believing they were real. Think about the last few weeks of your life. Not the big moments, not the ones that made headlines in your own story. The quiet ones. Think about the number that kept appearing. 1111. Or 333. Or a sequence that felt almost too specific to be random, and yet you told yourself, it's just a coincidence. I'm seeing what I want to see. The angels are telling you today, you were not seeing what you wanted to see. You were seeing exactly what they placed in your path. Numbers are one of the most ancient and reliable ways the angelic realm communicates with the physical world. When a number repeats itself in your life with unusual frequency, it is not mathematics, it is a message. It is a knock on the door of your awareness. And the message behind those numbers, for you, in this season, has been consistent. We are here. We are moving. Keep going. But numbers are only one of the ways they speak. Think about the song. You know the one. The song that came on at exactly the right moment, when you were sitting in your car, maybe crying, maybe staring at nothing, and the words reached into your chest like they were written for that exact second of your life. That was not the radio. That was not an algorithm. That was orchestrated. The angels work through the ordinary to deliver the extraordinary, and music is one of their most beloved channels. Sound carries frequency, and frequency carries meaning, and in that moment, the meaning was clear, you are not alone in this. Think about the dream. Perhaps you had a dream recently, vivid, unusual, emotionally charged, that you woke from with a feeling you couldn't quite name. Not fear. Something closer to wonder. Something that felt more like a memory than an invention of your sleeping mind. Those kinds of dreams are visitations. Not always literal, not always symbolic in a way that translates neatly into waking logic, but always real. Always intentional. The angels and the divine beings who love you are not limited by the boundary between sleep and waking. They meet you where your walls are lowest, where your analytical mind is resting, where your soul is most open. And they leave impressions, feelings, images, knowing, that are meant to stay with you, meant to remind you of something deeper than your daily worries. And then, think about the person. The one who reached out unexpectedly, or the one you thought of out of nowhere after a long time, or the stranger who said something to you. Something small, maybe even something they didn't think twice about, but it landed in you like a stone dropped into still water. Ripples you're still feeling. That moment of human connection, however brief, however seemingly accidental, was arranged. The angels frequently work through people. They have no body, so they borrow ours. A kind word from a stranger, an unexpected message from someone you hadn't spoken to in years, a conversation that went deeper than it had any right to go, these are not coincidences. These are appointments. The divine realm is extraordinarily creative in how it reaches you. Because it knows you. It knows your patterns of doubt. It knows the exact volume of reassurance your particular heart needs. And so it doesn't send one sign, it sends a constellation of them. A pattern of them. Enough that if you step back and look at your life over the last 30, 60, 90 days, you will see not a story of silence and abandonment, but a story of relentless, tender, persistent pursuit. Heaven has been chasing you with love. Heaven has been leaving breadcrumbs on your path. Heaven has been working in the background of your life with a diligence and a devotion that would take your breath away if you could see the full picture. You can't see the full picture yet. But you're getting closer. There is a beautiful truth that the angels return to again and again when they speak about the nature of divine timing, and it is this: the moment just before the breakthrough always feels the most silent. The moment just before the sunrise is the deepest part of the night. The moment just before the rain is the most still. This is not cruelty. This is not indifference. This is the natural rhythm of all things sacred, the inhale before the exhale, the drawing back of the bow before the arrow is released. If your life has felt unusually quiet lately, unusually still, unusually like nothing is happening, beloved, pay attention. Because in the economy of heaven, that kind of silence is not emptiness. That kind of silence is fullness gathering itself. Your wish is not on its way. Your wish is here, moving through the invisible layers of reality toward the visible one, like light moving through water, bending and traveling until it reaches the surface and breaks through in a way that illuminates everything. The angels want you to do something right now, in this moment. They want you to think of one sign, just one, that you dismissed. One moment in the recent past where something felt significant and you told yourself it didn't mean anything. Hold it in your mind. Don't analyze it. Just hold it. And hear the angels say to you, gently and clearly, it meant something. It meant exactly what you felt it meant. You were right to feel it. You can trust your own perception. You can trust what your soul recognizes. Because your soul knows things your mind hasn't caught up to yet. And part of what this message is here to do, part of why you were led here today, is to close that gap. To help your mind begin to trust what your heart has always known. And what your heart has always known is this: you are deeply, divinely, unshakably loved. And the love that holds you is not passive. It is not distant. It is active, creative, intelligent, and working on your behalf every single moment of every single day. Hold on to that. Because in the next part of this message, the angels are going to reveal something extraordinary about the specific timing of what's coming, and why everything that has felt like a delay was actually the most perfect, the most precise, the most necessary preparation for what arrives next. You'll want to hear this. There is a wound that forms in the heart of someone who has been waiting for a long time. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't demand attention the way grief does, or fear does. It settles in quietly, like a shadow that arrives so gradually you stop noticing it's there. And what this wound whispers, in the softest and most dangerous voice, is this: maybe I'm being punished. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe this is just not meant for me. If any part of you has ever felt that, if that whisper has ever found its way into your thoughts in the quiet of the night, the angels want to address it directly, lovingly, and with absolute clarity right now. You were never being punished. Not once. Not for a single day of your waiting. What you interpreted as silence was not rejection. What felt like delay was not denial. What looked like a closed door was not a locked one. The angels need you to hear this not just as a comforting idea, but as a spiritual truth that can fundamentally change the way you move through the rest of your life. Divine timing is not the same as human timing, and the gap between those two things is not a gap of indifference, it is a gap of preparation. Let me explain what that means for you specifically. When a wish is born in your heart, when a genuine, soul-deep desire forms, it doesn't just exist in isolation. It exists in relationship. It exists in connection to a version of you, a set of circumstances, a convergence of people and places and moments that all have to come into alignment before the wish can be fully received. Think of it like this. Imagine you ordered something extraordinarily precious. Something custom-made, irreplaceable, designed specifically for you. It takes longer than something mass-produced. It takes longer because it's being crafted with care. Every detail is being attended to. And while you're waiting, checking the door, wondering where it is, questioning whether it's really coming, the craftsman is still at work, still perfecting, still making sure that when it arrives, it is exactly right. Not almost right. Not good enough. Exactly right. That is what heaven has been doing with your wish. There were things about you that needed to grow before you could receive it fully. Not because you were flawed, but because you were human, and humans grow in seasons, and your season of preparation was one of the most important chapters of your story, even if it didn't feel that way from the inside. The angels saw you stretching. They saw you in the moments where you chose patience over panic, trust over despair, love over bitterness. They saw every time you could have hardened and you chose to stay soft. Every time you could have given up and you chose to keep going. Every one of those choices was not wasted. Every one of those choices was building something inside of you, a capacity, a depth, a strength, a wisdom, that the version of you who first made that wish simply didn't have yet. And here is the tender truth the angels want you to sit with. If your wish had arrived when you first asked for it, in the timing you wanted, in the form you imagined, it would not have been able to stay. You would not have been ready to hold it. Not because of any failing in you, but because readiness is not something we can rush. It is something we grow into. And you have been growing. Quietly, beautifully, sometimes painfully, you have been growing into the exact shape of the life that is coming toward you. Think about who you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Think about what you believed about yourself, about what you deserved, about what was possible for you. And then look at who you are today. Look at what you know now that you didn't know then. Look at what you will no longer accept, what you will no longer shrink for, what you will no longer apologize for. That growth, all of it, was part of the preparation. The waiting was not wasted time. The waiting was the work. The angels also want to speak to something else. Something a little more delicate. Because sometimes, and perhaps this is true for you, the wait has not only been about your own preparation. Sometimes it has been about the preparation of what is coming to you. Sometimes the people involved needed time. Sometimes the circumstances needed to shift. Sometimes something that would have been in your path needed to be removed, something that looked like an obstacle but was actually a protection. The angels are architects of extraordinary precision, and they are not only working on you. They are working on everything and everyone connected to the answer to your prayer. And orchestrating all of those moving pieces, doing it with love, doing it without overriding anyone's free will, doing it in a way that serves the highest good of all involved, that kind of divine choreography takes time. So when you look back at the moments that felt like setbacks, the door that closed, the person who left, the plan that fell apart, the angels ask you to look again. Not with the eyes of loss, but with the eyes of understanding. Because in many of those moments, what you experienced as loss was actually a redirect. A loving, firm, purposeful redirect away from something that would have kept you stuck, away from something that would have settled you for less than you were made for, and towards something more aligned, more beautiful, more true to who you actually are. You were never being led away from your wish. You were being led toward the truest version of it. And here is where it gets extraordinary. Here is where the angels ask you to pay very close attention. Because there is something happening right now, in this present moment of your life, that is different from before. There is a shift occurring. Not a future shift, a current one. Something in the spiritual atmosphere around your life has changed. The angels describe it as a door that has been closed for a season and is now, quietly, being opened. Not flung open dramatically, but unlocked. Turned on its hinges. Ready. The preparation is complete. You are standing at the threshold of something new. And the angels want you to know, with every ounce of the love and the light that they carry, that you are ready. You are ready for what is coming. You have done the work, even when you didn't know it was work. You have passed through the fire that purified rather than destroyed. You have arrived at this moment not broken, not defeated, not diminished, but refined. More yourself than you have ever been. More open, more healed, more aligned with the truest desires of your soul. The wait is ending. Not someday. Not eventually. The angels are speaking in the present tense. The season is shifting now. And in the next part of this message, they're going to begin to describe exactly what this new season looks like, what to expect, what to watch for, and how to position your heart to receive everything that is already moving toward you. Stay with me. What comes next is the part of this message that will make everything click into place. There is a moment in every great story, and your life is a great story, whether you see it that way yet or not, where the tide turns, where the wind changes direction, where the character who has been walking through darkness suddenly catches the first glimmer of light ahead and understands, in a way that goes beyond thought and settles into the bones, that everything is about to be different. That moment is not coming for you. That moment is you. Right now. In this breath. In this listening, the angels are not speaking in future tense today. They are not saying someday or eventually or when the time is right. They are saying now. They are saying already in motion. They are saying that what you have been praying for, aching for, hoping for, it has left the realm of the invisible and it is traveling toward the visible layer of your life with a momentum that cannot be stopped. And they want to describe it to you. Not in vague, abstract terms, but in the specific, tender, recognizable language of your actual life. For some of you receiving this message, what is coming is love. Real love. The kind that doesn't make you feel like you have to be less of yourself to be accepted. The kind that doesn't keep you guessing, doesn't make you feel like a burden, doesn't disappear when things get hard. The kind of love you stopped letting yourself fully believe in because being disappointed felt too costly. The angels see that protection you've built around your heart, and they honor it, they understand why it's there, but they are asking you, gently, to begin loosening it. Not to throw your walls down recklessly, but to crack the window. To let a little air in. Because love, the love that is meant for you, cannot enter a fully sealed space. It needs the smallest opening to begin. And when it finds that opening, it will not trickle in. It will pour. This love may already be near you. It may be someone you know but haven't fully seen yet. It may be someone who is about to enter your life through a circumstance that will seem completely ordinary. A meeting, an introduction, a moment that on the surface looks like nothing special. But your soul will recognize it. Your body will know before your mind does. There will be a settling, a sense of, oh, there you are, quiet and profound and unlike anything you've felt before. When that moment comes, don't talk yourself out of it. Don't shrink from it. Don't decide it's too good to be true. The angels have been preparing this for you, and they are asking you to be brave enough to receive it. For others of you, what is coming is abundance. A shift in your financial reality that has been blocked, not by fate, not by punishment, but by a door that simply wasn't open yet. That door is opening. The angels are very specific about this. There is an opportunity approaching your life that will look, at first, smaller than you expected. Do not let the size of the container fool you. Do not dismiss what seems like a small opening because you were expecting a wide gate. Step through the small opening. Walk through it with faith and with action, because on the other side of that apparently modest door is a space far larger than what you can see from the outside. The angels have a long history of hiding extraordinary things in ordinary packages. Pay attention to the opportunities that present themselves in the coming days and weeks, especially the ones that arrive through unexpected channels, through people you wouldn't have predicted, through ideas that seem to come from nowhere. Those are not accidents. Those are deliveries. For some of you, what is coming is healing. Healing of the body, a turning point in a health situation that has caused you fear and uncertainty. The angels are surrounding that situation with light right now, in this very moment as you listen. They are working in the unseen places, in the cellular and the energetic and the spiritual layers of your physical being, and they are asking you to cooperate with your own healing. To rest when you need to rest. To ask for help without shame. To believe, even just a little, even with a mustard seed of faith, that your body is capable of more restoration than you currently believe. Because it is. You were made for wholeness. Wholeness is your natural state. And the intelligence that designed you knows how to return you to it. For others still, what is coming is clarity. An answer to the question you've been carrying. A decision that has been paralyzed by uncertainty suddenly becoming clear, not because the external circumstances change dramatically, but because something inside of you shifts. A knowing arrives. A peace descends over a situation that has been turbulent for too long. You will wake up one morning, perhaps very soon, and you will simply know what to do. You will know which path to take, which relationship to invest in, which door to walk through and which one to close with love and without guilt. That clarity is a gift. It is coming. And when it arrives, trust it. Don't second-guess it. Don't let other people's opinions dilute it. What comes from heaven lands with a particular quality of peace, and you will recognize it by that peace. Now, the angels want to be very honest with you about something, because they love you too much to only tell you the beautiful parts. What is coming toward you will require your participation. It will require you to be awake. It will require you to take action when action is called for, and to be still when stillness is called for, and to know the difference between the two. The angels can open doors, and they are opening them. But you are the one who must walk through. They can clear the path, and they are clearing it. But you are the one who must put one foot in front of the other. They can send love to your door, but you are the one who must open it. This is not a burden. This is an invitation. This is the most beautiful kind of partnership, the partnership between a human soul and the divine love that holds it, working together, co-creating a life that is worthy of all the hope you have carried and all the love you have given and all the faith you have held on to even when it was hard. The angels also want to tell you about something you may notice in your body in the coming hours and days, something physical that will serve as a confirmation that this message has reached you at the soul level. You may feel a warmth in your chest, a tingling in your hands, a sudden sense of lightness, as if something heavy you didn't even realize you were carrying has been quietly lifted. You may find yourself crying without fully knowing why, not from sadness, but from relief, from recognition, from the deep cellular exhale of a soul that has been holding its breath for a long time and is finally allowing itself to breathe. When those things happen, and they will, let them. Don't analyze them away. Don't explain them to yourself. Just receive them as what they are, confirmation, evidence, the fingerprints of love on your life. Because everything the angels have promised you in this message is already in motion, already real, already yours. And in the next part of this message, the angels are going to speak about the one thing, the one inner shift, that will accelerate everything. The single most important thing you can do right now to align yourself completely with what is already coming toward you. You don't want to miss this. If you've been with this message from the beginning, you've already received something powerful. You've been reminded that you were guided here intentionally. You've been shown that the signs around you were real. You've been told that the wait was never a punishment, that it was preparation. And you've been given a glimpse of what is already moving toward you. But now, right now, the angels want to give you something practical. Something you can actually use. Something that will not just inspire you but activate you. Because here is the truth that the angels return to again and again when they watch human beings struggle with the space between desire and manifestation, between prayer and answer, between the wish and its fulfillment. Most of the time, the thing standing between you and what you want is not circumstance. It is not timing. It is not worthiness. It is not even faith, not in the way most people think of it. It is control. Specifically, the desperate, exhausting, well-intentioned but ultimately counterproductive grip of trying to control how the answer comes. Let me explain this carefully, because it is one of the most important spiritual principles the angels teach, and it is also one of the most misunderstood. When you pray for something, when you send a wish out from the depths of your heart, you are doing something sacred. You are placing an order with the universe, with heaven, with the divine intelligence that loves you and knows you completely. And that act of placing the order is perfect. It is right. It is powerful. But then, and this is where so many beautiful, faithful, deserving people get stuck, you begin to manage the delivery. You decide how it should arrive. You decide through whom. You decide in what form, in what time frame, through what door. And when the delivery doesn't come through the door you designated, in the form you specified, by the deadline you set, you conclude that it isn't coming at all. But the delivery is already on its way. It has simply been rerouted, not away from you, but around the obstacle of your own expectations. The angels describe this with such tenderness, because they understand. They see the fear underneath the control. They see that what looks like stubbornness or lack of faith is actually a deeply human form of self-protection. If you control how the answer comes, then you can't be blindsided. If you manage the process, then maybe, you can prevent the disappointment. The need to control is not a character flaw. It is a wound. It is what a heart does when it has been hurt enough times to stop trusting that things will work out without its constant intervention. But beloved, and hear this with all the love it is intended to carry, your intervention in the how is the one thing that creates resistance. Not resistance in the universe, which is infinitely patient and creative. Resistance in you. In your energy. In your frequency. In the invisible but very real signal you are sending out into the field of possibility. When you grip tightly, your signal says, I don't fully trust this. When you try to force a specific path, your signal says, I know better than heaven how this should work. And the universe, which always responds to your actual signal rather than your stated desire, begins to mirror that tension back to you. This is not punishment. This is physics. Spiritual physics. What you hold with a clenched fist cannot be added to. What you clutch with anxiety cannot expand. What you monitor with constant surveillance cannot surprise you with its beauty. So here is the shift. The one shift. The shift the angels are asking you to make today, not someday, not when it feels easier, but today. Surrender the how. Keep the what. Hold your wish clearly. Hold it with love. Hold it with the full, unapologetic desire of a soul that knows it deserves to receive good things, because you do. Hold the vision. Hold the intention. But release, genuinely, consciously, with a deliberate act of spiritual courage. Release your attachment to the specific path it must travel to reach you. Say it, if you feel called to. You can say it right now, quietly, in your own heart. I trust you. I trust the path. I release the how. I receive the what. Feel the difference in your body when you say those words with sincerity. Feel the slight softening in your chest. The barely perceptible drop of your shoulders. The exhale that goes just a little deeper than usual. That, right there, is alignment. That is the frequency of receiving. That is what it feels like when a human soul stops fighting the current and allows itself to be carried by it. The angels also want to speak about something connected to this, something that operates alongside surrender and amplifies it enormously. And that is gratitude. Not performative gratitude. Not the kind you manufacture because you've been told you should feel it. But the real kind, the kind that arises naturally when you genuinely begin to see your life not as a series of lacks and delays but as a story of constant provision, constant guidance, constant love. Because even in your hardest seasons, and the angels see your hard seasons clearly, they do not minimize them, even there, you were provided for. You made it through things that felt unsurvivable. You found strength you didn't know you had. You were held in ways you may not have recognized at the time but can perhaps see now, looking back. That provision, that holding, that love, it never stopped. It never wavered. And it is not stopping now. When you cultivate genuine gratitude, not as a technique but as a true recognition of what has already been given to you, something remarkable happens in your energetic field. You shift from the frequency of lack to the frequency of abundance. From the frequency of fear to the frequency of faith. And in that shift, you become, quite literally, a more open vessel. More receivable. More aligned with the flow of good things that heaven is constantly, generously, lovingly pouring into the world. The angels want to give you a practice. Something simple, something you can begin tonight. Before you sleep, place one hand on your heart. Take 3 slow breaths. And then speak, out loud if you can, in your mind if you must, 3 things from this day, however small, that you are genuinely grateful for. Not the big, obvious things. The small ones. The warmth of your bed. The taste of something you enjoyed. The moment a stranger smiled at you. The fact that your heart is still beating, still hoping, still open enough to receive a message like this one. Let those small things land in you as evidence, as real, tangible evidence, that you are loved. That provision is already present in your life. That the same love that gave you those small gifts is the love that is now delivering the larger ones. Surrender and gratitude. These are the 2 wings that carry your wish the rest of the way home. And with those wings now open, the angels say, the path ahead is clear. The interference has been removed. The frequency is aligned. The door is not just unlocked now. It is open. And in the next part of this message, the angels are going to walk with you through that door and show you, in vivid and beautiful detail, what the other side looks like. What your life looks like when the wish lands. When the prayer is answered. When the new season fully begins. This is the part of the message so many people come back to listen to again and again. And you'll understand why, when you hear it. Stay with me. Close your eyes for a moment if you can do so safely. And if you can't close them, soften them. Let your gaze go gentle and unfocused. Because what the angels want to do right now is something they do rarely in this kind of message. something that requires your full presence, your full willingness, your full openness to receive. They want to show you something. Not a prediction. Not a guarantee written in stone. But a vision, a living, breathing, luminous glimpse of what your life looks like on the other side of this threshold you are standing at right now. A vision of the life that has already been prepared for you, that already exists in the realm where all things are whole and complete before they arrive in the physical world. The life that is, even now, making its way to you. Allow yourself to see it. Allow yourself to feel it. Don't edit it. Don't shrink it. Don't decide it's too much to hope for. Just, for these few minutes, let yourself be there. You wake up. And the first thing you notice, before you're even fully conscious, before your mind has started its list of tasks and worries, is a feeling. A feeling of settledness. Of rightness. Of being exactly where you are supposed to be, in exactly the life you are supposed to be living. It is not the frantic happiness of relief, not the breathless joy of someone who just narrowly escaped something terrible. It is quieter than that. Deeper. It is the peace that the angels speak of when they say the peace that passes all understanding, the kind that doesn't depend on everything being perfect, because life is never entirely perfect, but the kind that exists beneath and beyond the imperfections like bedrock beneath soil. Unshakable. Yours. You look around the space where you are. And it feels like you. Not like a compromise. Not like a settling. Like the authentic, true, fully expressed version of you made visible in the physical world. There is beauty around you, the kind of beauty you chose, that reflects your actual taste, your actual joy, your actual sense of what a life well lived looks like. And there is warmth. The specific, irreplaceable warmth of people who truly know you and truly love you. Not the performance of you, not the version of you that tries to be acceptable, but you. The real one. The complete one. The one that includes your depth and your humor and your sensitivity and your strength and all the beautiful contradictions that make you exactly who you are. See the faces of the people in this vision. Feel the quality of the love in the room. Notice that there is no tension held in your body in their presence. No guardedness. No monitoring of yourself to make sure you're being received correctly. Just ease. Just belonging. Just the profound, simple, extraordinary experience of being fully seen and fully loved simultaneously, which is, the angels will tell you, one of the greatest gifts the human experience can offer. Now feel your body. In this vision, your body. Notice how it carries itself. There is a lightness to it that perhaps it hasn't had in a while. Not because every physical challenge has magically disappeared, but because the weight that wasn't yours to carry has been set down. The anxiety that lived in your shoulders, gone. The tightness in your throat from words you kept swallowing, released. The heaviness in your chest from grief or worry or longing, lifted. Your body in this vision moves through the world with a confidence that is not arrogance but simply the natural ease of a person who has made peace with who they are and is no longer fighting against themselves. And your heart. Feel your heart in this vision. It is open. Genuinely, courageously, beautifully open. Not naive, you are wiser now than you have ever been, and that wisdom is a gift, not a wound. But wise and open at the same time. The way a tree is both deeply rooted and fully flowering. You have learned, you will learn, you are learning, how to stay soft in a world that sometimes tries to make you hard. And that softness, that openness, is not a vulnerability in this vision. It is your greatest strength. It is what allows love to find you. What allows joy to surprise you. What allows life to be genuinely, sustainably, deeply good. Now look at what you are doing. In this vision of your life, what are you doing with your days? There is purpose here. Not the frantic, proving, exhausting kind of purpose that is really just fear in disguise. Not the relentless productivity that is actually a way of avoiding stillness. But real purpose. The kind that arises from the particular combination of your gifts and your experiences and your loves and your values and says, this is what I am here for. This is the specific way my being alive makes the world different. You feel that. It hums in you like a frequency, like a song you've always known the melody to and are finally singing out loud. And the abundance around you. See it. Not necessarily the specific form your human mind has imagined, because heaven is always more creative than our imaginations. but abundance in the truest sense of the word, enough. More than enough. The experience of having what you need, when you need it, and the peace of knowing that more is always available. The freedom that comes with that. The generosity it unlocks in you. Because one of the most beautiful things about receiving is that it always creates more capacity to give. Now the angels want to show you one more thing in this vision. Something very specific, very intimate, very personal. They want to show you a moment, a single, quiet, ordinary moment in this new life of yours. Not a dramatic moment. Not a milestone or a celebration. Just a Tuesday afternoon. Or a Sunday morning. Or a Wednesday evening. A moment of such ordinary beauty that it would be invisible to anyone who didn't know what it had cost you to arrive here. But you know. In this moment, in this vision, you know exactly what this ordinary, quiet, beautiful moment represents. You know the prayers that preceded it. The tears. The nights of uncertainty. The mornings of choosing faith when everything in you wanted to choose despair. You know the journey that brought you here to this ordinary Tuesday, this ordinary cup of something warm in your hands, this ordinary light coming through a window, this ordinary and absolutely extraordinary feeling of being home in your own life. And in this vision, in this quiet, luminous, deeply personal moment, you feel something moving through you. From the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Warmth. Light. Gratitude so vast it has no edges. And you understand, in a way that goes beyond words, that every single thing that happened, every waiting period, every redirect, every closed door, every tear, every moment of doubt that you moved through anyway, all of it was on purpose. All of it was love. All of it was the angels, working tirelessly and joyfully and devotedly, to bring you here. To this moment. To this life. To this version of you that is whole. That vision is not a fantasy. It is not wishful thinking. It is a real place, a real future, that exists and is moving toward you with the full force of divine intention behind it. And the angels say to you now, with voices full of the deepest, most unconditional love you have ever been held by, you will get there. You are already on your way. And we will walk every single step of this path beside you. But there is something else they need to tell you. Something that could change everything about how you move through the coming days. Something they have been waiting to share with you until you were ready, and after everything you've received in this message today, they believe you are. Don't stop now. What comes next is the message within the message. The thing the angels most need you to hear. Everything you've received so far in this message, the signs, the timing, the vision, the shift, all of it has been leading here. To this moment. To this part. Because there is something beneath all of it. Something more fundamental than the wish, more essential than the manifestation, more important than anything the angels could tell you about what is coming or when it will arrive. It is something they need to tell you about who you are. And I want you to stay very present for this. Because this is the part of the message that the enemy of your peace, that inner voice of doubt and diminishment that has followed you for years, will try hardest to deflect. It will try to make you skip past this. It will tell you that this is too simple, too basic, that you've heard this before, that it doesn't really apply to you specifically. That voice is not your voice. That voice is not truth. And what I am about to share with you is the antidote to everything that voice has ever said. You were not created accidentally. Not the general you, not humanity in the abstract, but you. Specifically. The exact arrangement of thoughts and feelings and memories and gifts and wounds and laughter and longing that constitutes the singular, irreplaceable, never before existed and never to exist again human being that is you. You are not a default. You are not a duplicate. You are not a lesser version of someone else, or a rough draft, or an afterthought. You were intended, desired, chosen, crafted with a specificity and a love that would stagger you if you could see even a fraction of it. The angels see the whole of you. Not the curated version you show the world. Not the competent, composed, holding it together version you perform for the people around you. Not the version that has learned which parts of itself are safe to reveal and which parts to keep hidden. The whole of you. The parts you are proud of and the parts you are ashamed of. The parts that are healed and the parts that are still tender. The parts that are strong and the parts that are still learning what strength looks like. The parts that shine and the parts that sit in shadow. The angels see all of it, every single layer, every hidden room, every locked drawer, and their response to the totality of what they see is not judgment. It is adoration. They do not love you in spite of your complexity. They love you including your complexity. They do not celebrate you when you are performing at your best and tolerate you when you are struggling. Their love does not fluctuate with your output or your mood or your level of spiritual attainment. It is constant. It is absolute. It is the kind of love that existed before you were born and will exist long after this life is complete, the kind that is not earned and cannot be lost, only forgotten and remembered again. And the angel's deepest desire, more than the fulfillment of any specific wish, more than any external circumstance changing, is for you to remember. To remember who you are. To remember what you carry. To remember that the light inside of you is not a small, fragile, easily extinguished thing that needs constant protection and careful management. It is enormous. It is ancient. It is connected to the same source that hung the stars in their places and breathed life into every living thing on this earth. You carry that. You carry that. In your ordinary human body, with your ordinary human worries, in your ordinary human days, you carry something extraordinary. Something the world genuinely needs. Something that cannot be replicated by anyone else who has ever lived or ever will live. The angels want to speak about your gifts. Not your talents in the conventional sense, though those matter too. But the deeper gifts. The ones that are so natural to you that you've probably never recognized them as gifts at all, because they cost you nothing, because they come as easily as breathing, because you assume everyone has them when in fact they do not. The way you notice when someone is hurting before they say a word. The way you can hold space for someone else's pain without needing to fix it or minimize it. The way beauty moves through you, the way a piece of music, or a view, or a moment of unexpected kindness can bring you to tears in a second, because your capacity to feel is not a weakness, it is a superpower. The way you love, deeply, loyally, with your whole self, even when that love has cost you. Especially when it has cost you. These are not small things. In the economy of heaven, these are precisely the things that matter most. The world is not changed by the loudest voices or the largest platforms or the most impressive credentials. The world is changed, quietly and permanently, by people who feel deeply and love fully and show up authentically and refuse, despite everything, to stop believing in the possibility of good. You are one of those people. You have always been one of those people. And the angels want you to stop apologizing for it. Stop apologizing for feeling too much. Stop shrinking your sensitivity because others are uncomfortable with it. Stop dimming your light because someone once told you it was blinding. Stop making yourself smaller so that people who are afraid of their own largeness feel more comfortable in your presence. You were not made to be comfortable to be around. You were made to be transformative to be around. To be the kind of presence that shifts the energy in a room. That makes people feel seen. That makes people feel, simply by being near you, that there is more goodness in the world than they had remembered. That is your gift. That is your mission. Not a mission in the grandiose, world stage sense, though for some of you, that is indeed part of the path. But a mission in the daily, intimate, irreplaceable sense. The mission of being fully, courageously, unapologetically yourself. Of letting the love that moves through you actually reach the people around you. Of living in a way that is so genuinely aligned with who you truly are that it gives other people permission to do the same. This is what the wish is in service of. Not just your happiness, though your happiness matters deeply and is entirely sacred and worthy of pursuit. But the expansion of your capacity to be who you are meant to be in the world. The wish, when it arrives, in whatever beautiful form heaven has shaped it into, will not just change your circumstances. It will create more space for you to be more fully you. And that fuller, freer, more radiant version of you moving through the world, is what heaven has been working toward all along. The angels want to leave you with something. A truth to carry. A sentence to return to when the doubt creeps back, when the wait feels long again, when the inner voice tries to convince you that you are less than what you are. Write it somewhere if you can. Let it live somewhere accessible. And on the hard days, read it like it was written specifically for you, because it was. You are not waiting to become worthy of what you desire. You have always been worthy. The wish was always yours. The life was always yours. You are not working toward deserving it. You are simply walking toward receiving it. And every step you take, in faith, in love, in the full and courageous expression of who you truly are, brings it closer. You are loved beyond measure. You are seen in your entirety. You are held in the most sacred and unshakable hands that exist. And you, exactly as you are, right now, in this moment, are enough. That is the message within the message. That is what the angels most needed you to hear today above all else. And now, in the final part of this message, they want to send you forward. With a blessing. With a commissioning. With a prayer spoken over your life that will seal everything you've received today and activate it at the deepest level of your being. The last part of this message is the most sacred. Stay with me for just a little longer. We have traveled a long way together in this message. And the angels want you to know, before we close, before you carry what you've received here back into the fullness of your daily life, that this was not a passive experience. Something real happened here. Something moved. Something shifted. Not just in your thoughts, not just in your emotions, but in the invisible architecture of your life. In the energetic field that surrounds you. In the spiritual atmosphere that you carry with you wherever you go. You came into this message as someone waiting. You are leaving it as someone receiving. That is not a small distinction. That is everything. And now the angels want to do something they hold as deeply sacred. They want to speak a blessing over you. Not a generic blessing, not words assembled for the many. A blessing for you. For the specific, beautiful, irreplaceable soul that you are. For the journey you have walked to arrive at this moment. For the life that is waiting on the other side of this threshold. If you are willing to receive it, and you don't have to do anything except be willing, except stay open, except let the words land in you without resistance, then place your hand on your heart right now. Feel your own heartbeat. Feel the warmth of your own hand. And receive this. Beloved, you are seen. In every corner of your life, in every hidden room of your heart, in every place you have ever tried to make yourself invisible, you are seen. Not with eyes of judgment. With eyes of the most complete and unconditional love that exists in any realm, in any dimension, in any world. We have been with you from the beginning. Before the first breath of this life, before the first memory, before the first joy and the first wound, we were already with you. Assigned to you. Devoted to you. And we will be with you long after the last breath, carrying you home to the place where you will finally, fully, understand the entirety of the beautiful story your life has been. We bless your mind, the mind that has worked so hard, worried so much, tried so faithfully to figure everything out. May it find rest. May it learn, slowly and gently, to trust what the heart already knows. May it become a servant of your soul rather than a guard against your joy. We bless your heart, the heart that has loved so much, given so generously, been hurt so deeply, and somehow, miraculously, stubbornly, beautifully, remained open. That heart is your greatest treasure. Guard it wisely, but never close it completely. The best of what is coming for you can only enter through an open heart. We bless your body, this extraordinary vessel that carries you through the world, that has endured more than you give it credit for, that holds your history and your healing simultaneously. May it be restored in every place that needs restoring. May it be a home you feel at peace in. May you treat it with the tenderness you would offer someone you deeply love, because it deserves that tenderness. You deserve that tenderness. We bless your relationships, the ones that are flourishing and the ones that are healing and the ones that have ended and the ones that have not yet begun. May love find you in forms more beautiful than you have imagined. May you give and receive in equal measure. May you be surrounded by people who celebrate the fullness of who you are and ask nothing less of you than your most authentic self. We bless your path, every step of it. The steps that feel certain and the steps that feel uncertain. The steps taken in daylight and the steps taken in the dark. We go before you on every one of them, and we follow behind you, and we walk beside you, and you have always been, you will always be, completely and perfectly accompanied. We bless your wish. The one that lives in the deepest chamber of your heart. The one you brought with you into this message today, held carefully, perhaps a little fearfully, but held. We receive that wish. We honor it. We affirm it as worthy, as real, as already answered in the realm where all things are whole. And we are bringing it, with love, with precision, with perfect timing, into the world where you can hold it in your hands. And finally, we bless you. Not what you do. Not what you produce. Not what you achieve or contribute or become. Simply you. The soul. The light. The specific and irreplaceable frequency that you add to the universe simply by existing. The world is better because you are in it. Heaven rejoices in you. And we, your angels, your guardians, your most faithful and devoted companions on this journey, we are so deeply, so completely, so endlessly proud of you. Go now. Go forward. Go into your life with your head lifted and your heart open and your hands unclenched and your soul on fire with the knowledge of who you are and how loved you are and what is coming for you. The wish has been granted. The new season has begun. And we are with you. Every step. Every breath. Every moment. Always. And so, beloved, this is where the angels leave you today. Not abandoned. Never abandoned. Simply returned to your life, which is also sacred ground. Which is also holy territory. Which is also a place where miracles happen, where angels walk, where heaven touches earth in the most ordinary and extraordinary moments of every single day. Before you go, the angels have one final request. And it is this: share what you felt today. Not because this channel needs the numbers, but because there is someone in your life, perhaps someone you haven't spoken to in a while, perhaps someone you think of right now as these words land, who needs this message as much as you did. Who is in their own season of waiting. Who has their own wish held carefully in their chest. Who needs to be reminded that they are seen, that they are loved, that the answer is already on its way. Be the angel for them today. Send them this message. Let the ripple of what happened here extend outward through you into the world that needs it. And if this message reached you, if something in these words touched a place in you that needed touching, leave a comment below. Just one word. Whatever word describes what you feel right now in this moment. One word. Let the angels see it. Let the community of souls who found their way here today see it. Let your word become part of the tapestry of this message, woven together with the words of everyone else whose heart was moved today. You are not alone in this. You never were. Go well, beloved. Go gently. Go boldly. Go exactly as you are. The angels are with you.